Hi, this is Larry Shover, CIO of SFG Alternatives, reporting to you from the CME Group in Chicago. Well, recapping the week in volatility, one thing we can say is the markets have been very fatigued. I mean, think about the FOMC meeting, the ECB, Apple, some of the good PMI numbers that came out across the country and around the world. Really just to put a lid on volatility, just stunning to think with all those moving parts right now. All eyes are on fiscal cliff and nothing else seems to matter right now. Let's look at the equities in particular. Very strange that we've seen like a mix of correlation, especially seeing a spike midweek and calming down. At the end of the week, you look at the Dow, you look at the S&P 500 vol, week on week is unchanged, absolutely unchanged. Now NASDAQ up about a quarter point week on week. Other than that, correlations are back in line, and I think, again, everybody's just waiting for the fiscal cliff. Moving on to FX markets, again, we've seen the dollar plunge. We've seen like a $2 range with a 275 BIP range, with the euro currency. That's been enough to move volatility down basically every day. We saw it firming up just a little bit on Wednesday and Thursday, but towards the end of the week, volatility did fall off, seeing at the money 3-month implied volatility down about a half a point in the European currency. Moving on to oil. Oil had a really small range, about a $2 range on the week, with that volatility sharply unchanged. We saw a spike in volatility on Wednesday. Since that point, volatility had dripped lower, and right now absolutely unchanged on the week. Gold and silver, different story. Gold's had a $20 range closing near the low end of that range today. Gold vol, though, down 3/4 of a point on the week. That's looking at 3-month at the money implied. Again, let's keep this in perspective that gold vol did have a good bid to it overall the last couple weeks and just falling off. But some traders are very curious given it's sitting on a very key support level around 1700. But volatility doesn't seem to matter, doesn't seem to make any sense, down 3/4 of a point. Silver vol, a very similar story. Silver had a $2 range this week, like gold, trading and closing towards the lower end of that range. 3-month at the money implied volatility down 1 full point on the week. Again, silver, like gold, was propped up over the last 3 weeks, and that coming off might be just catching up to the correlations of other commodities. It's going to be an interesting week. Next week, perhaps we'll get some type of conclusion or narrative on the fiscal cliff so the markets can get back in action. It just seems like everything you look at is trapped in a zone, and volatility is just saying that everything seems to be well with the world. I'm Larry Shover, CIO of SFG Alternatives, reporting to you from the CME Group in Chicago.